Imagine building a thriving permanent metropolis in the middle of a hyper-arid desert where summer temperature routinely crosses 45 degrees centigrade. Surface rivers don't exist and any water exposed to the air evaporates almost instantly. Thousands of years ago, long before the invention of electric pumps, fossil fuels, or modern concrete, the ancient engineers did exactly that. They didn't do it by changing the desert, they did it by tapping into its hidden architecture. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Leila and this is the Architecture Journal, a channel dedicated to learning about the development of system, design and technology surrounding architecture throughout its history. I hope you will enjoy today's video. This is the story of the Qanat, an ancient underground water management system that acts as the invisible spine of desert civilizations. Known as the Foggara in North Africa, the Falaj in Persian Gulf countries, and Puquayos in Peru. This 3,000 years old engineering masterpiece proves that the most sustainable solutions aren't always the newest ones. But what is a qanat? At its absolute core, a qanat is an underground aqueduct. But while famous Roman aqueducts transport the surface water from distant springs across massive stone arches, qanat do something fundamentally different. They harvest water directly from underground aquifers located deep inside mountain slopes. The system relies entirely on gravity. By digging a gently sloping tunnel from high-altitude water source down to a low-lying desert basin, engineers allowed groundwater to flow naturally over kilometers of terrain. Because this entire journey happens in complete darkness underground, the water is entirely protected from the fierce desert sun. Evaporation is reduced practically zero, delivering cool, filtered, and reliable water directly to the gates of desert communities. The survival of these systems is the result of incredibly precise empirical physics passed down through generations of master builders known as muqannis. Constructing a qanat was a dangerous, highly skilled labor that followed a strict architectural sequence. The muqannis would travel to the base of mountains or alluvial fans. Alluvial fans are sloping deposits of gravel and sand left by mountain streams. They would dig a vertical trial shaft, the mother well, sometimes plunging over 300 meters deep into the earth until they struck the permanent water table. Once the water source was confirmed, the real engineering challenge began. Calculating the subterranean slope. If the tunnel's gradient was too steep, the rushing water would erode the soil and cause the entire tunnel to collapse. And if the slope was too shallow, the water would stagnate, silt up, and never reach the town. So the sweet spot has an incredibly precise, subtle incline, often just a few inches of drop per mile. To dig this tunnel from the bottom up, the muqannis dug a chain of vertical axis shafts at regular intervals. From an airplane today, these shafts look like a mesmerizing line of perfectly spaced craters stretching across the desert floor. In reality, they were a vital piece of infrastructure. They allowed workers to hoist excavated dirt to the surface, provided critical oxygen to the diggers below, and served as permanent maintenance hatches. For architecture and urban planning students, the qanat is a masterclass in how infrastructure dictates form. The layout of ancient Persian cities was not random. It was physical manifestation of the water flowing beneath it. The point where underground tunnel finally meets the surface is called the outlet. This is where life exploded into existence. The water fueled agriculture first, which led to permanent settlements, which then grew into dense urban architecture. This infrastructure also created a distinct socio-spatial hierarchy. Historically, urban development followed the path of the qanats. The wealthiest citizens lived upstream closer to the mountain outlet, where the water was at its cleanest and coolest. As the water traveled through the city, losing its pristine quality, it was routed to lower-income residential areas and eventually to peripheral agricultural fields. Beyond basic survival, Qanats allowed ancient architects to pioneer some of the earliest and most sophisticated passive cooling systems in human history. In desert cities like Yazd, architects paired underground Qanat streams with traditional windcatchers known as Badgirs. These tall, hollow mud brick towers were designed to catch high-altitude desert breezes and funnel them down into the lower levels of a home. Before entering the living spaces, the hot dryer was directed across a subterranean pool fed by the Qanat. As the air hit the cold water, immediate evaporative cooling occurred. The water absorbed the heat, humidified the air, and pushed a refreshing air-conditioned breeze up into the building, achieving comfortable indoor temperatures without consuming a single watt of electricity. Furthermore, this reliable water supply gave birth to the Persian garden. In a region defined as dust and drought, the Qanat sustained lush symmetrical walled sanctuaries, filled running water, fruit trees, and dense foliage. These gardens, like the famous Fin Garden in Kashan or Dolatabad in Yazd, designed as physical architectural models of paradise on earth, relying entirely on hydraulic pressure generated by the Qanat's gravity-fed slope to power their fountains. In 2016, UNESCO inscribed 11 of these structures on the World Heritage List under the Persian Qanat, celebrating them as an exceptional testimony to human adaptation and collective water management. Some of these active systems, like Qasab Qanat of Gonabad, have been running continuously for nearly 2,500 years. There is a profound lesson here for modern architecture and engineering. In the 20th century, modern global development shifted toward high-energy solutions. Deep mechanical wells, massive concrete dams, and energy-intensive desalination plants. While these systems provide massive volumes of water in the short terms, they frequently deplete aquifers, disrupt local ecosystems, and rely heavily on fossil fuels. A Qanat offers a different paradigm. It is a system that works strictly within the budget of nature. It cannot draw more water than the aquifer naturally yields, making it inherently self-limiting and sustainable. As we face accelerating climate change, rising global temperatures, and a severe water scarcity, looking back at the subterranean rivers of the ancient world might just give us the blueprint we need to build a resilient future. And so we have come to the end of this story of the Qanats. Ultimately, the legacy of the Qanats challenges how we think about progress, proving that the most advanced solution isn't always the newest one, but the one that listens to the landscape. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what you thought of it in the comments. See you next time.